No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. Recruitamentary. Empowering your employment. Podcast episode series part 1 with our guest Marie Narsoo. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning back into the next episode of the Great Recruitamentary podcast. Our topic, believe it or not, today is going to be career exploration and internship. Student edition. With us is going to be a new part of the Recruitamentary family as well. Marie, how's it going? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Michael. I'm good. I'm just excited that it's finally stopped raining over here in Toronto. How are you doing?
Well, I'm in Florida. It rains literally every single day, and we're in the rainy season, so I might as well be in the Philippines when the monsoon season is up. I agree. Once the sun comes out, it has to rain in order for the sun to come out. So it is what it is, you know?
Definitely.
So obviously, we've known each other for a little while. Some listeners may not be familiar with you, so feel free to let them know what you're about and how you came to be where you are career coaching today.
Okay, well, Michael, I'm actually, and to the listeners, I'm actually located in Toronto. So I've been in the career development field for a little over a year now. So I ended up in this field after a lot of, I would say, experiences and self-reflection. Like a lot of youth now, I went straight into university after high school. I studied psychology, kind of obvious, a lot of people do it. And I graduated with no plan and no career goal. And I was lost. Trust me, it was not pretty. And I had what they call now a quarter life crisis, which I ended up finding out about a little bit later. You know, I wasn't sure what I wanted, went through a depressive phase, and then I talked with a counselor, and I wanted to combine my headhunting background with my psychology degree. And I always had this need and this want to help others. So which is why I merged the two, and I now help people as a career coach who have been in the same situation as I am, trying to find a career path that is well suited for them. I do career coaching, career exploration, job search coaching, and I help youth as well as adult job seekers.
Yeah, I'd be surprised that you don't have any interested adult parties more than the students, because just because you get older, you have experience, doesn't mean that you're not exactly knowing where you're going career-wise. I mean, things change, your tastes change, really the industry's changed too, and sometimes what you're going for. I mean, I can relate with the psychology. I was thinking about doing that myself in high school, and then I had upperclassmen coming back saying, hey, we have a saturated market here. I can't find any jobs. Everybody went and did psychology, and now there's nothing there. I mean, you have guidance counselors, but their career focus is just very limited to what you can really resonate with at a entry-level university capacity. And it's not disrespecting anybody who I've ever done work with. I actually had a really good guidance counselor when I was in high school. But it doesn't change the fact that not everybody's going to have that great experience or those great resources available at really a critical and pivotal account in their lives.
Oh, definitely. You know, compared to you, I didn't have such a great guidance counselor. So a lot of the time, the guidance counselor will maybe talk a little bit more about the typical jobs out there, like doctor, lawyers. The thing is, that's not the only jobs out there. Just like I am a career coach now, I ended up finding that going through experiences and researching. And I think a lot of youth now, because they jump straight away from high school to university or college, they don't research and they don't explore to figure out what's exactly for them. And if you don't have that guidance either from your parents or from the guidance counselor, you will graduate university or college like me, just not knowing what to do and where to go.
It becomes harder and harder to find insightful mentorship with individuals that are going in the direction business-wise or career-wise that you would want to pattern yourself against. It's very easy to find, like, for example, it's very easy to find good examples of a broken marriage. It's very difficult to find people who are successful but are not using that tact as part of a sales pitch for a product or service that they have. You know what I mean? They're having a seminar, of how to sell because they're this great salesperson. That's great, but what they're doing is they're focusing on making a sale for their product, not necessarily spreading the wealth of knowledge, of information, and direction. You know what I mean? There's a profit to be made from that transaction of information rather than maybe a more worldly knowledge or a more worldly cultured individual. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. I've noticed, at one point in my career that I was looking for mentors, and every time I was talking to somebody in the field that I wanted, them to mentor me, as great as they were in the field, sometimes it's more like, oh, if you book a session with me, then we can talk about it, instead of actually just talking and just making conversation, building that relationship, it turning out to be a mentorship maybe later on. So that's why I like to help people, is because I've been through that and I know how hard it is to get a mentor, especially youth right now. Like, everything influences them. They're at a critical point in their life. So finding a mentor, maybe a guidance counselor that can pair them up with somebody is very crucial.
Agreed. Growing up, when you had a lot of these just hardships that you were going through, what were some of the resources that you sought out, or what were some of the people that really helps you through those times? Was it a faculty member at a school? Was it somebody at a church or religious or something like that for you?
I guess, as cliche as it might sound, it's my mom.
Good old mom.
Oh, yes, definitely. I call my mom my psychologist. She's my go-to person when I have to, vent about everything and talk about everything. That's a good thing, is I have a good relationship with her, and she has always supported me. So when I went through that whole quarter-life crisis, feeling depressed, feeling sad, not knowing where I wanted to go, she's the one that pushed me to go and seek help, because there's so much that she can actually do. She's the one that pushed me to go see a counselor and talk to someone. And that was amazing. It was so helpful. And I think a lot of people don't realize too that, whether it's a counselor, career coach, or somebody in a coaching capacity that you're talking to can be helpful. They actually are. Like, there's somebody there that's not judging you and that's actually listening to you. And when you're getting those guided conversation, they're not telling you what to do. They're helping you to discover the solutions yourself.
Especially when it comes to your career path, there are the reasons why I started this series and created this content is because when I was reaching out, just like you, the resources weren't there. They were missing. There was this big niche of opportunity that it just seemed like everything that you wanted to seek out, there was behind some sort of paid walled service. Just like you said, hey, check this out, but you can go and do this here after you pay for my course. I'm not saying that it's not a bad idea to make money for what it is that you do, and everybody deserves to be paid for what they know. Just when you're at a pivotal career point, sometimes that's the difference between sleeping and eating at night and taking your course. And I understand sometimes that's as real as it gets, but a lot of times these executives, those are the people that can pay for these types of opportunities and get bigger and better opportunities, but not everybody has that reach. You know what I mean? Nobody has that financial opportunity. Just, I like to joke in a game called Animal Crossing, there's the ability to plant a money tree, and then every time that it grows, you go over and you shake it, and then the bags of bells, which is the currency, drops off. So I say, hey, listen, I don't have a money tree I can go shake at. I'm not playing Animal Crossing here. It's the same thing with people growing up. It's a very, very mentally abrasive atmosphere to put you in. You are constantly reevaluating who you are. Am I as good as I think I am? What is my self-worth, my value? Is this really as bad as I think it is? And the reason why I ask if you have those types of people to look up to, because that's what this content is really about. It is supportive, helpful content to make sure that people know that, hey, listen, it's temporary. What you're going through, it's temporary issues. This is not something that's going to be forever. And sometimes the depression that can make itself apparent, it's just as temporary as a situation. It's pain, and you just need to manage and mitigate the pain. Just like an athlete would. If an athlete breaks its ankle, who rushes up with them? The trainer and then the physical therapist, and they work on how it is to heal that individual back physically, mentally, spiritually. And I just find that career spiritual health is just as important as a physical job offer or opportunity. And I reach out to people such as yourself to get those opportunities, get those connections, work together towards that common positive goal of success, of people having that work-life balance, having that profitable career balance, and making those moves that make them healthy.
And the thing is, a lot of people, go day to day not feeling happy about their work. They know they want something more, but they don't know how to start.
Have your own recruiter or candidate story that you'd like to share with us? If you're listening on YouTube, comment below. Otherwise, feel free to email your experience to ask@recruitamentary.com. You can find our full conversation of this episode on YouTube at youtube.com/recruitamentary. Thanks for checking out this episode, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share the content. A Mike Tech Studios production.